What's up, people? Sitting here messing with y'all. Another beautiful day. Yep. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. What? What's up, Steam Deck fans? You know, Steam Deck Tribe, Steam Deck Nation, Steam Deck Universe, Steam Deck World, Steam Deck Legion, what's good? Steam Deck Mob, what's happening? Steam Deck Squad, what's up? And to you Steam Deck nerds, geeks, and freaks, and you investigators, man, what's happening? You know, it's a Steam Deck thing, you know. This system is just, yeah. Sitting here looking at Dave the Diver here. I wonder if I can see it. Oops. Gotta get better. Gotta get some lights. But anyway, yeah, Steam Deck, man. They nailed it, man. Perfect button layout. Two triggers, D-pad buttons, and these, yeah. They nailed it, man. So yeah, it's a Steam Deck thing. What I got for you little nerds and geeks? What I got for you guys? Let's see here what I got. Oh, we got the Onexfly Zen 4 handheld to launch at surprisingly low price to battle the Steam Deck. Well, you know, Steam Deck. It's a Steam Deck Zen 4, but there's a problem though. It doesn't have these two pads. Yeah, they gotta take that back to the drawing board. Here's the deal: Onexfly Zen 4 gaming handheld to launch at surprisingly low price to battle Steam Deck. Steam Deck alternative, Steam Deck challengers, Steam Deck killers. It's a Steam Deck thing. Anyway, it says one of the many reasons why the Steam Deck has been so popular is because of Valve aggressive pricing. As we saw early on, competitors had a difficult time offering compelling alternative in the same price category, but that's starting to change. First there was the Asus ROG Ally we reviewed last month, and now One Netbook is joining the fray with the Zen 4 powered Onexfly. The intriguing handheld is to Indigo with a starting price of $739. Says here that makes a tad more expensive than either highest end Steam Deck, $649, and also the ROG Ally is $699. But the base specs are more in line with the latter, which is more powerful handheld. Here's how pricing will shake out for crowdfunders. Then it says the 7840U 64 gig 4 terabyte, $1,299. 7840U 64 gig 2 terabyte, $1,199. 7840U 32 gig plus 2 terabyte, $969. 7840U 32 gig 1 terabyte, $889. Then it says 7840U 16 gigs plus 512 gigabyte, $79.39. I mean $739. So it says the 16 gig of DDR5 7500 RAM is equivalent in capacity to and faster than the top Steam Deck config and the ROG Ally, as is the 512 of the storage. So even Onexfly pricing goes up to $1,299. It's the $739 tier that is the most relevant in making a direct bang for comparison with those two other consoles. As such, pricing here is competitive. And then it says RAM and storage aside, the Onexfly lineup employs the same 7-inch display with a 10 bezel 1920 by 1080 resolution, 120 refresh rate, and 450 nits brightness across the board. It also features a Ryzen 7 7840U Phoenix processor, which is an 8-core / 16-thread Zen 4 chip with a 3.3 gigahertz base clock, 5.1 gigahertz max boost clock, and 16 megabytes of L3 cache. The overall form factor is similar to the Steam Deck ROG Ally, though One Netbook says the Onexfly crushes the competition in portability. which is in reference to thinner and lighter design. It's the weight 580 grams versus the 608 grams of the ROG Ally and 669 grams for the Steam Deck. It says there's also customizable RGB emblems that unique to the Onexfly. It admittedly needs, as you can see in the video above, though we be curious to see if it has a meaningful impact or battery life, and it's apparently a great handheld to take on hikes, because after all, who ventures into the wild without a game console? It says one netbook tells us that Onexfly Indigo campaign kicks off at precisely 11 a.m. EDT, 8 a.m. PDT on August 10, 2023, a week from Thursday. Now, one person says in the comment, he says, so it's a ROG Ally. Then in parentheses, he says, the Steam Deck competitor with trash battery life. Then he says, that costs more. What's the appeal? Question mark. Then he says, the version that might be interesting is the 32 gig / 64 gig RAM. Are all painful expensive? Once again, deck competitors are completely missing the point. Shipping superior rivals that will, what he says here, he says will fail, because at 120 hertz 1080p screen doesn't mean anything when you can't even reliably crank out 30 to 40 FPS on heavier / newer games. Then he says in parentheses, where you care about visuals. Then he says, and on holder / lighter fare, you just setting the already inferior battery life. This Steam Deck is a problem, man. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run. $399, man. Running at full power. And this is the 64 gig model. So what do you need for this? A 1 terabyte SD card. Always go for the 1 terabyte SD cards, not the 512 gigabytes. You need a 2 terabyte internal SSD storage for this, right? Then you need a docking station. Then you need the docking station with an external SSD support, and then go on from there. This handheld is no joke, but One X is kind of behind. The Onexfly is behind. They messed up here. They messed up here. They really messed up big on the Onexfly. Valve is ahead of the game already with these haptic, these pads. Oh yeah, they're behind on this. So for $739, a Zen 4, it sounds cool, but you gotta take that back to the drawing board, and you need to fix. You need to add these pads to it. Yeah. Valve built this. Valve built this bad boy, man. got the pads it's like a keyboard / mouse for your thumbs. You got the D-pad buttons, the 2 triggers. You got a grip. Yeah. The Steam Deck is a problem, man. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run, man. What is wrong with these people? But the One X though is a step in their game up though. That's all they're doing. From the model that they had, the earlier models that they had, they're just stepping their game up, so is ANEO, so is GPD, and of course One X, and of course ASUS, so even ASUS now, they got to go back to the drawing board and bring these pads to the table. They have to. You know what I'm saying? So the Steam Deck is ahead of the curve, man. So yeah, this little handheld is no joke, man. So yeah, but for the prices that they come in, a 4 terabyte for $1,299, and then for a 2 terabyte, $1,199. This is the 64 gig model. This was $399. So for the Steam Deck, right? So a 1 terabyte, a 2 terabyte SSD. If this is $399, now buy a 2 terabyte SSD. That's another 200. So this is 600 total, just with a 2 terabyte SSD in this. The Steam Deck, man. Valve did their homework on this. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, and if they got a 4 terabyte SSD for this, which the Steam Deck really needs, the Steam Deck really needs a 4 terabyte SSD. So $399 plus a 4 terabyte SSD. We couldn't find a game the Steam Deck couldn't run, man. What is wrong with these people? Anyway, 7840U, pretty good processor. But but they come in 64 gigs, 4 terabytes, 64 gigs, 2 terabyte, 32 gigs, 2 terabyte, 32 gigs, 1 terabyte, and then 16 gigs with 512 gigabyte. And they're running the 16 gig 512 $739.99. The 32 gig 1 terabyte $889. The 32 gig plus 2 terabyte is $969. And then the 64 gig plus 2 terabyte is $1,199. And then the 64 gig plus 4 terabyte is $1,299. But it's using a Zen 4, so hey, it's a good handheld, but it's missing these pads. Oh yeah, Steam Deck nailed it, man. Nailed it. The perfect layout for your hands, man. Yeah, that's it. You got easy access to the D-pad and the buttons, but you got grip. Plus you got the triggers. Oh yeah. Steam Deck is a problem. But back to the One X though. One X got to take this back to the drawing board. I mean, they need to add some pads to it. But with a Zen 4, it's a good processor, man. The Steam Deck is using, I think, using Zen 2. So yeah. The 7840U, real good processor. But they're all pushing 16. They're all pushing 16 gigs of RAM. They all are. 16 gigs of RAM is a standard, man. For handhelds, anything below 16 is ridiculous. I mean, it ain't even worth playing. Let's see, 3.3. Using the same 1920 by 1080 resolution. Pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah, this handheld market is very competitive. Very competitive. You got the One X, GPD, Neo, Asus. Of course, there's the OXO. You know, the OXO is on the. I think it's in the Kickstarter. I think it's out. And yeah. Of course, there's a Steam Deck. So this market is competitive, man. Yeah. But they're all good handhelds though. They're really good handhelds. Really good handhelds to take on the go with you. You know. Oh yeah. If you're going on a hike, bike ride, whatever you plan on doing. But yeah. These handhelds they're really good, man. They're really good. Yeah. These bad boys is 16 gigs of RAM, boy. The Steam Deck came out the gate 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM, and the handhelds that were out before it, they knew they had a problem. Valve was ahead of the curve, so yeah. Yep. Now they're stepping. They had to step their game up, man. They had to. But One X though need to go back and put these two triggers. It has the analog, like one up here, one down there, buttons here, D-pad here. But now you need to add these two. You need to add these two. Oh yeah. Yep. That's the way it is, man. Very good handheld. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy though. But this handheld market is competitive. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek thing. Board, Dark Side. Come on.